Hello there everyone, Omega Luke here from FM Scout, and today I'm going to show you the best way of signing players through on a free transfer through the boss man rule, or as you guys probably know it, the end of contract rule. So it's very simple. I'm going to show you how I basically do it and when I basically do it, and as you can see on this screen here, we are at the 16th of September 2019. So at this point, I'm just using Manchester United as an example. We're in the Premier League. The transfer window is now closed. The season is underway. And, well, you're going to be looking for your transfers that you're going to be signing on a free transfer for the next season right now. So, if you don't know how to do this, this is going to be the perfect video for you. Or if you do this, maybe you can watch this video and learn a few more little extra tips that might come in handy, especially this first part, which I implore you all do from the beginning of the season. So drop a like on this video if you can, that would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, subscribe to the channel, there's plenty more tips and tricks and experiments and all that sort of good stuff coming on the channel of FM Scout, so you don't want to miss a thing coming up in the future. And the link to my channel down in the description if you want to watch some Conquering Scandinavia or Let's Play action. The link is down in the description for myself as well. Come over and say hi and maybe give me a nice little subscribe. That'll be fantastic. But okay, let's start off with going to the scouting screen. And if you go over to player search, you will find this page, and this is basically all the players that are interested in the transfer. You know what it is. It's not very hard. But if you do not know this next part, there is a section over here saying contract status. Up the top here, you have some options: expiring 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, 1 month. We're going to select expiring in 1 year, and the reason we are going to do that is because this is going to show us all of the players that will be available on a free transfer in January. So as long as these players here do not sign another contract with their sides, we will be able to pick them up for free. So if we have a look here, this is just obviously these are going to be very much the same players on your saves at the very first season. They will change due to different sides signing new players or not signing new contracts with their players in the future throughout the second and third saves. But if you were to deselect everything from your options on this, you would get the exact same players at the top here. But if you're a lower league side, you know, you may want to look a little bit further down, because you're not going to sign someone like Christian Eriksen for Bradford City or something, I don't know. But if we have a look at Christian Eriksen, it will show us up here, that down here even, that his contract does expire in 2020, the 30th of June. And at the moment, we cannot offer a contract for him on this contract tab, and neither can we on the transfer tab. However, what we can do, you can add him to your shortlist, you can declare interest, and you can do a good scout report and decide who you want to sign. My best option to you would be, if you like the look of the amount of players that you've got here, say just select that certain amount, right click, and you can scout all of those players, because you know for a fact all of these players are going to be available to you in January if they haven't signed that new contract. So your scouts are going to also be aware of that. They will then scout through and work out which one is going to be the best value for money. If you can see here, James Rodriguez is already been scouted by my scouts as an 85 recommendation. He is a very good player indeed. Not the best physicals, but he does have some incredible technical attributes. So at the end of his contract, 30th of June, again, he could just sign for you for free. Now, wouldn't that be an amazing deal for you? Well, once you have decided how many players you want to scout, your scout reports will start coming through. They'll start feeding through drips and drabs. Make sure once you get those players, so say for instance, James Rodriguez, I'm interested. Ban that guy into your shortlist and see, so you have a list of players who your scouts recommend, who you like the look of, that you could potentially get as a free transfer in January. Another thing that you can do, if you're dead set on that you want James Rodriguez, for instance, in your side, you can start declaring your interest as a transfer, and if you do that, you will start getting news comes up such as this sort of thing, Rodriguez in a Manchester United shirt, the press will then want to speak to you, then all you have to do then is just say the obvious: we want to sign him, we want to make him one of our players. That will then disrupt players like James Rodriguez, who have already decided that they won't want to sign another contract with the clubs they're at, or it will even do one better for other players who maybe are on the edge. Someone like Edinson Cavani, who I've seen sign a contract, not sign a contract in different saves. He is an extremely good player. If you were to declare your interest in Edinson Cavani, maybe he wants to actually come to your club, he will then no longer sign a new deal. Paris Saint-Germain will find it impossible to sign a new deal because you've piqued his interest. You have taken what he sees as a good opportunity to come to your club in the future, and that means that when you do get to January, that these guys won't have snapped up new contracts, and therefore you will then, if you wanted to buy that person, you would have to pay their full valuation, probably more. And for someone like James Rodriguez or Edinson Cavani, who are 20 and 40 million plus, or even Christian Eriksen, that 60 million almost, you do not want to do that when you could have got them for free just by simply doing all of these little tips. But now let's head to January, and I'm going to show you the second part of. So here we are then. I've just simulated a little bit further on the 1st of January 2020, so don't think that I'm such a poor manager that I'm finishing in 5th place right now. I've just simulated it. If we head over to the scouting page and we go to player search, we have our list here. So Christian Eriksen is a 94 rated player, and if you have a look, that is now ticked as they are now interested in a transfer. Christian Eriksen is now interested simply because I went on there and I offered to say that, I was interested in bringing him in. Edinson Cavani, my scouts rate him as an 82, so again, a very good player. If I would want to bring him in, I could, and he's going to be an extremely good player for me. But if we have a look then, let's go on Edinson Cavani here. An extremely good player for Paris Saint-Germain, would be very good in the Premier League, still with those stats even at the age of 32 and 33, which he will be by the time he joins us. High wage though, but Manchester United, they can afford that. If you have a look at the contract now, you now have the option to approach to sign, and this is what you want to select. This next bit will come up here. Obviously the contract start date will be the end of his current contract. So the 30th of June is when his current contract ends. You will then get him the day after, the 1st of July. Finalise those promises. This is where you negotiate the contract. So you go straight into negotiating a deal, and I'm not really paying much attention. Just strike a deal with me, please, Edison. There we go. He is happy to sign that. From that, as long as he accepts that, he will join my club for free. And you can do that with all of these players. James Rodriguez, again, approach to sign, and you can do that. He's not actually interested, even though that is ticked as interested. He is not interested. But there is plenty of players on this list that you can do that, and even if you're further down the leagues, you will use this to your advantage. I use it to my advantage every year. As soon as it gets to July, I always have a search edited to see what the contract statuses are. And if you have a look, on this, what I didn't explain was, instead of having it as 1 year now, I now have it as expiring 6 months. But the good thing is, if you follow step 1 of this tip, you can go to your shortlist, which you've created, just full of players who will run out of contract by the end of the season. Because the good thing is, you can obviously set players to add to your shortlist for 6 months. So you want to do that, really, because once it's 6 months, say if you do that in September, the 6 months ends in February, they will then all leave that shortlist, and by then you would have decided what one of those players you want to sign, or all of those players you want to sign, and make the most of getting these guys on a free transfer, because it's definitely worth it. But here we are then, we're a little bit further in, just 3 days later on the 4th of January, and Edinson Cavani has decided that it is the right deal to come to Manchester United for his career, the elite striker. I accepted the deal, and now, well, we now have Edinson Cavani coming in, confirmed, which will make the signing on Wednesday, the 1st of July 2020, on a free transfer. What a bargain that is. So let me know down in the comments whether you use this every year. I know I certainly do, and it definitely helps if you are a lower league side. I mean, Manchester United, they have a lot of money and a very big transfer budget, but if you're one of the lower league sides in the Premier League, then using this to your advantage would work wonders when you're trying to build your squad to rise up in the Premier League. And any league really, you can use this, as long as when you're on this, if you have the interested in transfer selected, then it will filter out all of the big guys who would never come down to a lower league side, and you can really work your way through that list then. But my name's Omega Luke. Drop a like on this video if this has helped, or maybe you've just learned a couple of tips from that first step. A lot of you guys will probably already use these sign-in players out of contract when their contract expires already, but maybe you didn't know a little bit more about the ins and outs of the first step. So drop a like on the video if you can, that would be fantastic. Leave a comment down below if you have learned anything, or whether you do learn this all the time. Maybe let me know your biggest transfer bargain that you got from a free transfer using this method. And of course, like I said earlier, if you're looking for some Let's Play action, the link to my channel is down in the description. I would love it if you come all over and say hi as well. But make sure you subscribe to the channel for plenty more action, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye bye.